हाय गाइस, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल फ्यूचर डिज़ाइंस। सो गाइस, आज की इस वीडियो में हम असेंबली करेंगे इंजन ब्लोअर असेंबली। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। फर्स्टली हम उसके सारे पार्ट्स को ड्रॉ करेंगे और नेक्स्ट वीडियोस में हम उसकी असेंबली करेंगे। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। लेट्स टेक अ पार्ट, स्केच, चूज अ फ्रंट प्लेन। ओके, I just take a line from this line to this. Okay, use smart dimension, make it as 15 mm. Okay, 15 mm. Let me just, okay, now normal to. Now again choose line command, draw a line this over this point, this point. Okay, now let's take a center line. Let me just take a line again from this point to this point and this point. Okay, now I just need smart dimension, make this dimension as 0.4 mm and also this 0.40. Okay, or I can directly make, let me just exit this, take this line, and by pressing Ctrl take this line, then choose equal. Okay, again choose this line and this line and make relation equal. Okay, now let me just let me just define this line. This line will be of 1.50 mm. Okay, so this will also be of 1.5 mm. Okay, now just take a circle over this point at the middle of this 15 mm line. Okay, okay, now let me just trim this surface through this point. Okay, now let me just define this circle, sorry, this arc. This will be of radius 1.50. okay, now again choose, you can choose an arc command. I choose a circle because I find it more accurate. So let me just define this and again choose a circle over this point to this point. Okay, let me just trim these lines. Okay, now let me just trim. Okay, so this will be the point. Now I just need smart dimension, define this circle as of radius 4.83 mm and this circle of 6.01. okay, now yeah, now it's proper. Now trim these lines, again choose Ctrl Z. As you can see, these lines are not joining, so this point will be joined. So I think, yeah, take smart dimension from this point to this point and it's okay. Now again these lines are not joining with each other, so I have to delete this line. Yes, so take line command again from this point to this point. Okay, make dimension 1.50. okay, now have a look. Again this line is not joining, so I have to, from this surface it is joining, so let me just delete this circle. Okay, yes, now choose again circle command from this point to this point. Okay, now as I can see, yeah, these lines are good. Let me take trim command, trim the surface. Okay, have to trim this line from this point. Okay, this will be good. And these points are not meeting, so let me just delete this line, take a line, delete these lines, again take a line from this point to this point. Okay, let me just use trim command. I'll trim this point, this point, this point, this point, and this point. Okay, now it's all right. Now let me just take a dimension of this point. These are 1.50. okay, it's okay. Now let me just delete these lines also. We have to delete these lines. Okay, now our drawing pretty much is okay. Now I just have to give dimension to it. Okay, it's good. 0.6.02 radius. Okay, it's all right. Now just exit sketch, go to extrude base. Let me just select these contours. Okay, let me just extrude it to 8 mm. Okay, now we have to choose the surface, sketch, normal to. Now take a center line about this point, the center of these points. Okay, now choose a circle over this point, again choose a circle over this point. Okay, press Ctrl and choose select these two surfaces, two circles, and make the relation equal. Okay, now maybe I can define these lines. This will be of dia 0.41 mm. Okay, now again choose go to sketch, smart dimension, and the distance from the outer surface of this line will be 1 mm. Okay, and the distance from this point to this point will be of 2 mm. Okay, now let me just mirror entity, choose entity to mirror. I want these surface over these circles over the surface, so mirror about, take this line. Okay, now again choose a center line from this point to this point. Okay, now let me just again choose mirror entity, select these circles. Okay, mirror about this center line. Okay, let me just again make smart dimension. From the distance from this surface to this surface will be 0.75 mm. Okay, now it's all right. Now again goes to mirror command, select these circles. Okay, now mirror about, select this line. Okay, now it's okay. Let me just delete this line. Okay, now go to feature command, go to extrude cut. Okay, select okay. Okay, now the surface is all right. Now let me take top plane. Okay, now go to reference geometry, plane. Okay, now we just have to take a plane with respect to top plane, or let me just select right plane first, right plane. Okay, at the distance of 1.35 mm, enter. Let me just edit this feature. The right plane is that, and I need this to other surface plane. Okay, now it's alright. Then again choose reference geometry plane, and now choose as a reference as plane 1 and flip it at a distance of 5.75 mm. Okay, now again choose reference geometry plane, and now at this point again choose, sorry, this time we choose front plane, and we need a plane over the surface but in the middle of the surface, so I need to flip, and the distance will be at of 4 mm. Enter. Okay, now it's alright. Now go to top plane, edit, normal to. Okay, now let me just draw a point over this point, a rectangle over this point, smart dimension this will be of 5.25 mm, and this will be of 7.25 mm. Okay, now let me just take a center line about this point, and I think yeah, the center line will be like here. Let me just take this point again. Now choose smart dimension, select the center line, select the circle, and we need distance of 3.63. okay, now let me just this surface over this surface. Okay, now now exit sketch. Now go to plane 1. Okay, go to edit, sketch, and make normal to. Now this will be the plane 1. Let me just take us. Okay, now take a center line over this point, from this point to this point. Okay, now the distance of this line from bottom of the line will be 5.8. Okay, now the dimension will be 5.75. okay, and the distance of this line to these points will be, let me just delete this. Again choose this circle, sorry, smart dimension, then choose this line, again choose, yeah, normal to. Now let me just delete this line, again choose center line from this point, and this time take the center line to upward. Okay, now let me just define this line. This will be of this is simple line, it's not okay. We just need to this will be the half, 2.88. Let me just again, let me just delete this line. Okay, now let me just take a center line from this point to this point. Okay, now let me just delete this line. Let me just hide this plane. I will hide plane 2 as well as plane 3, so it will be more it will be more accurate to draw. Again choose smart dimension, sorry, this line will be of 2.8 mm. Now it's good, and we just need this distance of 4.20. okay, now it's defined properly. Now yeah, okay, now let me just unhide show plane 2. So let me hide plane 1 first. So this will be the plane 2. Now let me just exit sketch. Let me choose plane 2, sketch. Okay, let me choose a rectangle from this point to this point. Now take a central line from this point to this point again. Okay, now just define this line. Smart dimension from this point to this point will be of 4.75 mm. 0.75 mm. See, 'Then again choose plane 2, make normal to. Okay, sketch. Let me just delete this sketch first. Let me just delete this. Okay, yes. Now again choose plane 2, sketch, normal to. Now let me just draw a, again choose center line from this point. We need a center line from this point. Okay, let me just define these lines from the bottom line. It will be of 4.75 mm. Okay, now let me just define this line from this point. It will be of 3.63. okay, and the distance from this line to this line also will be of let me just correct myself. The distance, let me delete this. Distance of this line from this will be of 7.25 mm. Okay, now it's good. Now let me just define this line. This will be of 5.25 mm. okay, so this will be the second sketch. Let me just exit the sketch. Now let me just unhide plane 3. Now we have to work in, now make normal to. Now so these will be the lines. Let me just choose a line command from this point to this point. Okay, now this point to this point. Okay, so this dimension will be of 6.15 mm. Okay, now we need a circle from this point. or I can say from, yeah, from this point. Let me just again select circle from this point to this point of 10 mm of 10 radius. Okay, let me just define this point. So the distance from this point to this point will be of 3.43. okay, now it's, I think, this will be of dia 20. Let me just take a trim command. I have to trim this again. Okay, now again choose a arc. Let me take a 3-point arc from this point to this point. So okay, so this will be of 10 mm. Okay, now it's good. Okay, now let me just hide this plane again, or else just I'll go to feature and use lofted base. So let me just select sketches one by one. Okay, so first I have to sketch 3, then sketch 4, sketch 4. Okay, now sketch 6. Okay, now select on guide curves and select these. Okay, now it's all right. Click on OK. So okay, now hide these planes. Hide. Okay, so it's all right now. Okay, now let me just, so this will be the profile. Let me just take front view again, sketch normal to, choose a circle over this point, from this point, from the middle of this point. Okay, now of dia 10, radius of 5 mm. Okay, then go to feature command and cut extrude. Okay, from this point to this point at a distance of 7.75 mm. Okay, so this will be the profile what we have needed. Okay, so now let me just select, go to shell and just select this surface and this surface and make OK. Okay, let me just 0.50. Okay, so this will be the shell command. Now I have to use fillet of 0.5 mm, 0 of course, and now I have to select these all points where I need choose this line wisely. Let me just delete this phase. so I have to just select these surfaces and these surfaces. Okay, yeah, it will be alright, and click on OK. Close this. So let me just delete this also, and I think edge 8 also. Let me just click on OK. Okay, cannot create a valid flat better. This filtered chamfered face is self-intersecting out its loop bad. Okay, close the surfaces. Let me just clear these selections again. We have to choose. So choose. Let me just clear selection again. Choose this line, these surfaces. Let me just delete edge 2. Okay, we need these points. Let me just delete edge 11. Can delete this edge. Okay, let me just select edge 12, delete this edge. Okay, this will be enough, as this will be also the edge. Again choose, I think yeah, this line, of course. Delete this 15 edge and click on OK. Okay, so this is our part number 1 for engine blower assembly.